We descend, feel love, we defy, we defy, we defy, we defy.
Hello and welcome back to Russ Plays Games. My name is Russ, and as you can see, we are sitting in front of my little gaming station, and today we're going to continue on with the Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles Let's Play. Okay? And so basically, last time we played, I moved Artemis down here and had her do the story event 2. Oh, and by the way, story event 3. I did grab it. It was in the little thing over in the box over there. And then we moved Jean down here, and Tristan was up here. He was attacking some things. And Mist fell into a little pit over here. I know you can't see it on that screen, but over here, Mist fell into a little pit where there's a little spawn gate. There's a couple of loot tokens, and there's a few areas that you can move into. And so, today, I also, off-screened, I went ahead and got the poison token taken care of, and all of that kind of stuff. And then, I forgot to do this at the end of last time, but basically, I put the story event 2 on top of the event deck, and during the event phase, which we didn't do last time, I moved it over to this. So we are now in the time phase. So we move the bookmarks back around like this. And if you're wondering, like, oh my goodness, how would somebody get to that area over there if they're over here? Well, there's a couple ways. One way we'll get to in a minute, but the other way is if you go to waypoint 6 up there, so like up here at waypoint 6, if you go to waypoint 6, then you can actually like climb down to that point, and you'll end up in this location where Mist is right here. Okay? So, and I also went ahead and answered some of the questions on the Remembrances cards. So as you can see here, this is for Artemis. To enjoy life, you should always assess the risks before running into them. What is best in adventure? To survive it. An opponent must be vanquished at all costs or from the right distance. So you can kind of see that I've answered some of the questions there. What is what is hilarious is if you look at the strength card, you'll recognize this question right there. What is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see defeated enemies fleeing before you. Yes, that is a Conan quote. Okay. So, what we're going to do then is, I'm going to have, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Artemis. Let me see. She is going to move. She has a move of 4. So she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And she's going to attack that thing. And so she gets 2 reds. And she dealt it 4 hits, and it takes 1 off because of her thing, and because I didn't get any lightning bolts or sword and sorcery things, so that means it takes 3 damage. So we will take 1 there, 1 there. Okay, so it took 3 damage, so it's got half damage left. And then I'll probably go ahead and move Jean, because she can move 3. She'll move 1, 2, and she will bash that. And then, oh, and I forgot to take care of the bleeding token. So the bleed token goes back in there. And let me see here. Hers is 1 red, 3 blue. Okay. And I rolled a ton of them. So, let me see here. I can re-roll any hit dice, so I'm going to re-roll this one. Still only did that, so it takes 2 more damage. Okay, so we'll take 2 damage that way. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. And then that will be her turn. Now, for him, do I want to go to waypoint 6? Early. Okay, here comes the edge of the cliff, but unfortunately there's not enough. Okay, 1 action to go down the cliff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him go there. Well, he'll move to there. And then it says, the hero comes to the edge of a cliff, but unfortunately there is not enough light to see the bottom. I can spend 1 action, which I have, to climb down, and if I do, I go to 2.29. Okay. And it says, the descent is so steep that staying upright is painful and almost impossible. Move the active hero to the waypoint, located in the waypoint 6, over to location D on the 6A map tile. The active hero must perform 2 save rolls and suffer 1 HP for each not saved. So, he's going to climb down to here. So he is now over there. I'm going to have to make 2 save rolls, and his save is lightning bolts. Because as you can see right there, his saves are lightning bolts. And I didn't make a single one. So, that means I take 2 damage. So, take a hit, and we will put 2 damage on his thing there. Okay. And now, I think what I'm going to do is, let me see here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to move him into, actually, because I have to move someone into that. So I think before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Mist into the 5 area, waypoint 5 area. Okay, so he'll still take the 2 damage, he'll still do that, but Mist is going to move in there first, because I can't attack it at a certain distance if I don't do that. It says, the stalactite is strongly anchored to the ceiling, yet the venom eggs are heavy. Perhaps a well-placed blow could collapse the entire structure. While the active hero is in the waypoint 5 area, can attempt to destroy the stalactite by performing an attack with a weapon, an item, or a power, by spending the required activity against it. And if it's exactly 3 hits, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her attack. So let me see here. Okay. So she won't probably get 3 hits unless I get a lightning bolt or 2, which didn't happen. So she only got 2 hits, so nothing happens. But I will move him into the waypoint 5 area, and he gets 2 red, 2 blue. Okay, he has a better than average chance. Okay. Dang it. Well, that didn't work. Okay. So I guess what I'll do is because they've already used up their things, I'll move him into this area to grab this loot token, which he gains 20. Which I think... Let me see here. I think I use... Come here. Okay, so he gains 20 little sovereigns. Okay. So, whenever you gain sovereigns like that, then of course you pick up and you have to use the least amount. And so, that's what we did. Okay, so then that loot token goes off to the side, and then I'm going to have Artemis go to this side, and she will get, 25 sovereigns, which I think, if I remember correctly, hang on just 1 second. Oh, come on. Piece of junk. Alright, let me just double check and make sure. Okay. So, she gets 25. So, we get 2, 2, and 5. So, she gets 25 gold sovereigns. Okay, and now we're going to put that in there. And then I think I'm also going to have them, I'm going to have him move. Well, let me see. He's already moved. Let me see. 1, 2. So he can move back 2. So he can move back 3, 4. So he moves back to waypoint 2, which... Waypoint 2 says, okay, and is rewarded for its efforts to break free from the web and discovers hidden passage previously obscured by the sticky strands. So what we do is we connect together all of these tiles, okay? So we have 16A, 10B, and 11A. You place a rock wall here, okay? And then you place 3, 4, a chest, random chest token here, a loot token here, okay? And then I believe you remove the waypoint 2 token. Yeah, you remove the waypoint 2 from the quest, okay? So waypoint 2 goes bye-bye. Okay. And now, I believe, let me see here. Mist has moved 2, so she will move 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm already done with them, but basically, you can remove this wall. Okay, there's a way to do it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the first things first is we go ahead and change the bookmarks. Like that. And now we flip the event card. Since we have no event, we have story event 3. So, story event 3 is 2.26. Okay. Finally, the threatening shadow reaches its prey, revealing itself to be a hulking, devilish spider. Its 8 red eyes scan the area with murderous glare. Nothing can escape this scrutiny. Its palps move rhythmically, its chelicerae drip with poison, and its 8 armored legs grasp the web with wicked-paired claws, until millennia of evolution have transformed this creature into the perfect predator, a soulless butcher. So you take Red Elder Spider and you put him at the spawn gate. You take his card. I'm going to set his card there and his thing and put it there. Okay. This is a red enemy. And as you can see, it's the person with the... Let me see. That is... this one doesn't say, so I'd have to look. Let me see here. Most wounded. Okay, so he's going to go after the most wounded. He is a dexterity-based spider. Here's all of his things, and then he's got quickness at the end of each enemy turn. If this enemy was not activated. 8-legged arachnid ignores hindrances. Any fire effect suffered by this enemy deals an additional 1 HP. Poisonous spores. When this enemy dies, all heroes in the area suffer poison 1. Web spit. Place a web token in the victim's area. All heroes who stay or move through the area suffer slow. In the next time phase, remove the token and this enemy charges 1. And so you can see here that he has 15 HP, and he's got 2 and a treasure card. 2 soul points and a treasure card. Okay? And he counts as 1, and he gets an enemy power card. So, we jump over here, and we grab Revenge. If an attack deals damage, but it does not kill this enemy, attack the attacker with the secondary weapon. Okay? Then move away 1 area. So there you go. And he has 1 armor, 1 normal armor, and then 3 blue for his defense, and then his claws. His bite deals 3 red, and then if he does a lightning bolt, then he gives poison 2. And then his claws, he gives 1 automatic hit, 2 red, and 1 lightning bolt is minus 2 armor. Okay? So you can see here that at 0, if the victim is slowed, the victim suffers poison 1, otherwise web spit. Then attack with bite, move away 1 area. At 1 or 2, he uses web spit, move to engage, attack with claws, and then add up to that, he moves 3 areas towards the closest hero. If charged and engage, used web spit. Okay, that's him. Okay, if there are 3+ heroes, spawn 1 enemy. If there are 4+ heroes, spawn one enemy. Waypoint 5, place a nest. I'm not going to worry about that. Remove waypoint 5 from the quest. Resume play until the Elder Spider dies, then go to 2.28. Okay. So the waypoint 5 token goes away. So we take that out of the way. Oops. Wrong one. Come here, you. Okay. And then, okay, so we spawn, let me see here. Now, does this? Oh, and assign it the swiftness enemy power instead of drawing a random one. Okay, sorry. I messed up. So what I have to do is I have to look in the enemy powers area. And I have to find... There it is. Swiftness, not the revenge. So we'll put that down there. And then we will just take those enemy powers because I didn't really look at them. And we'll throw them back in there. Now, I thought... Did we remove already all of those? I think we did. I think we did when we dropped in all of that. Yeah. Okay. So, we spawn an enemy, which we will spawn a giant spider. Kablam. There's our giant spider dude. And we'll put his thing right there. Okay? And so, just so you know, the swiftness power is the beginning of each event phase before managing the event card, roll a blue. If you roll a hit, you activate this enemy. Okay? And so you can see that it is a passive power. Okay? And so, I believe that's all we have to do for now. Okay. So now, we go back up to the top to the time phase. Okay? And what we're going to do is we will move everybody's bookmarks. And before we do anything at all, what we are going to do... Okay, so the last two people to activate were Mist and Tristan. So they're going to be the ones that the enemy turns activate, that they'll draw the enemy cards. Okay, and because the Elder Spider activated, or the Elder Spider spawned first, then we'll say because Mist was the first one down there, it'll be on her turn that the Elder Spider, that she controls the Elder Spider. The Giant Spider will be controlled by Tristan. Okay, so that Elder Spider, unless activated by an enemy spawn card, will activate on his turn. That makes sense. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to get rid of this thing, and I'm going to spend a lightning bolt to reroll that hit die. Perfect. So I deal it 2 damage. Now it is dead because it was at 5. So now that nest is dead. So we will get rid of this nest. It is gone now. Okay. Now I believe, was it they have to be at waypoint 4 for them to be able to do that? Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Tunnel ends in a faint. Okay, so they have to run to waypoint 4 to get there first. Okay. So, now that Artemis has done her turn, basically, what we're going to do is I'm going to activate Mist first, because she's the most wounded. She's going to move 1, 2, 3... Now, with the chests, do I have to use an action? Yeah, bash chest, open a chest. Okay, yeah. So I have to use it. I have to use an action to bash the chest. So I will go ahead and use Mist's action to bash the chest open. So I bash the chest open, and I get 2 treasure cards. So, alrighty. The 2 treasure cards I drew. One is Haste. It's a consumable item. Target hero refreshes 1 used power and gains +3 until the end of time phase. So that will go in her items. And then the Ring of Talents. You lose minus act HP. If this item is equipped from the beginning of the quest, you gain plus act talents. Interesting. So, she will throw those in her bag. Okay. And then we discard the treasure chest. Okay, and then she will move one more space, because that's, let me see, 1, 2, 3. So, let me see, she moved from here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So she gets to waypoint 3. The passage climbs steeply upward. Ignoring the creatures lurking in the darkness, the hero perceives faint sounds from the end of the tunnel. Place and connect to the 11A map tile. Okay. Place the following elements. Waypoint 4, search area, and a rock wall. Remove waypoint 3 from the quest. Okay. So, remove waypoint 3 from the quest. Yay. Okay, and now we will activate, on an encounter card, we will activate the Elder Spider. Okay. It says activate all wounded enemies, otherwise all enemies and minions use their action power. So the Elder Spider does not have an action power, but he has a shadow stock. If engaged, attack with his secondary, which is web, and then move one area. But he is not engaged. So that means that all we do is we now look at the Elder Spider. And because he can not see her, then he will attack, so he will move towards Tristan. Well, his thing is, because he's at 2, because he's at 1, 2, you can see that. So so there's 1 area, 1, 2. So he's at 2 area. He is going to use Web Spit. Okay. Which, I think he gets a charge token when he first appears. I don't remember how that works. But we'll go ahead and give him a charge token just for the heck of it. And then what we will do is let me see here. I need web tokens. Web tokens. Ugh. There it is. Roar. Come here, you. Ugh. So we will put a web token there. So you can see we put a web token there. So let's place a web token in the victim's area. Okay. All heroes who stay or move through that area suffer slow. In the next time phase, remove the token. This enemy recharges 1 token. So we will put that charge token away because it costs 1 charge token to use it. Then he moves and attacks with his claws. And his claws are 2 reds, 1 automatic hit, and if he spends a lightning bolt, he can ignore 2 armor. So he got 2 hits, so he's got 3 hits. Tristan has 1 armor, which ignores 1 hit, and he rolls 2. And if he gets a lightning bolt, then he can spend a defense. Well, he doesn't need it because he rolled 2 defense. So he absolutely blocks both hits from the guy. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, so that's Mist's turn and the enemy's turn done. So Tristan is now going to attack with his see, he's going to attack, and then he's going to move. Let me see. Slow is just, you can only use one move, one combat during the hero turn, which is fine. So, oops. Okay. So, he rolled a bunch of lightning bolts. Okay, so... I guess I could have technically moved one, and then I wouldn't have been slowed. And then if I wasn't slowed, I could have tried to hit him with at least one. But anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 bleed 1 tokens. So we will put a bleed 1 and a bleed 1. Okay, that means anytime that he attempts an action, he'll bleed. And that means he takes a damage, no matter what. Okay? And so, now, at the end of his turn, because that's all he can do, we will activate this one. Encounter card. Activate all red enemies, otherwise activates all lowest rank enemies. Well, because the red enemy has already activated for this turn, then all the lowest rank enemies, which is the green enemy, will activate. So he will move, and he will come into the area. But I believe, let me see here. I believe he suffers. Let me see here. No, it's all heroes who stay. Okay, so they don't suffer that. Okay. So he's attacking the least wounded, which is the only guy in the area. Okay, so attack with web. Whoops, I forgot to attack with web. That's okay. The victim is slowed, and there are no other heroes in the area. Move to engage and use entrap. And then entrap, the victim suffers KO, and then save, unless save, suffers 1 HP. Otherwise, attack with web. So he was already slowed because there was already a web spell in place. So he would... Oops, come on. If the victim is slowed and there is no other heroes in its area, move to engage and use entrap. So he suffers KO, and... unless save, suffers 1 HP. And so his save is a lightning bolt, so let's hope we can save. We don't. So that means he takes another damage. Ugh. Okay. And so, let me see here. I think, let me see. They started there. So I'm going to go ahead and move Jean 1, 2, 3, and she is going to use an action to do a search. And I believe when you do a search, let me see here. Yeah, if over search area token and non-engaged, flip the search area token and roll a red die. Apply and remove the token. So we flip it over, and we roll a red die. So if we roll a lightning bolt, we roll we get a trap. If we roll a star, we get a treasure. And we rolled a lightning bolt, so we draw a trap card. Darkness. Unless save, each hero within 2 areas suffers blind. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so she has to save, which is a star. Doesn't save, so she is blinded. So we will throw that down there, and let me see here. That's actually what's these? Oh. Well, son of a gun. I know you're in here somewhere. Okay. So, she suffers blind. Basically, what blind does is heroes require a successful save before each activity, otherwise the activity is wasted. Consumable items involved are discarded and powers attempt to go in cooldown regardless of the save roll. Okay. Alrighty. So, that's hers. And that's the search token. Done. So we will just kind of throw the search token off to the side. Not worry about it. Okay. Well, let me see here. I think we've got time for one more turn. So we will move our event phase over. And at the beginning of our time phase, we will refresh everyone. Let me see. Does the web last until... yeah, in the next time phase, remove the token and the enemy recharges 1. So we remove this token for right now, and then the enemy recharges 1 token. Okay. And now he suffers bleed. So he takes 2 damage. And then the bleed tokens go away, if I remember correctly. Yeah, inflicts 1 HP before each hero and enemy activation. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. So it actually doesn't even hurt him because it goes away. It goes away before it even does anything. Okay. All right, because I sucked. All right. Now. Oh, I forgot to roll a blue card blue for his thing to activate, but it doesn't. It doesn't activate because I rolled a shield. Okay, so now let's move. Okay, let's move Tristan first. So he's going to use an action to dash, to stand up. And then he's going to move 1 space to right here. And then he is going to attack the Elder Spider, because he gets +1 hit automatically. That's a much better roll. Okay. And so I can spend 1 to ignore his 1 armor. And he'll get 3 hits. So I have 3 hits. And he gets 3 blue dice to dodge. Which he doesn't dodge. So he takes 3 damage. Okay. So there's his 3 damage. Okay. And because I moved 1 and then attacked, I don't believe I can move again. I think once I move, I'm done moving. Yeah. Can be intermingled with actions and free actions, but not combat. So if I attack, so if I move 1, then I can still do that. Okay. The reason I did that is because I was outnumbered in that area, and so I was being dominated, basically. And that gives them extra attacks, extra hits for attacks. Okay. And so I will have, let me see here. Move 2, and then I could throw my wand of darts. But I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I think what I'm going to do, because I need to get some people down here, I need to kind of move some people down. So I'm going to move 1. I'm going to reveal that. Okay. And I rolled a star, so I get another treasure card. Ugh. Okay. Uh-oh. It's a cursed item. Okay, basically what this says, it's kind of hard to read. Come on now. Okay, if you reach 0 HP, instead of dying, heal soul rank HP and all other heroes within 3 areas. So for soul rank HP, then discard this item. Okay. So this is a permanent cursed item. And so basically what you do is you set it right there. Okay. And so if she should take some damage, okay, then that damage goes that way. Makes sense? Okay. So if she should die, then she takes soul rank, then she heals soul rank, but everyone else takes soul rank, and then it's discarded. Okay. She can't take it off. Okay. And then she will move to waypoint 4. Okay. And this is where this comes in, where it says, the tunnel ends and the faint sounds resolve into rushing of the waterfall from the pool the heroes visited some time ago. The thin rock wall is all that divides the tunnel from the huge cavern the heroes visited before they were caught in the rockfall. The stone wall, as thin as it may be, appears quite difficult for a single hero to break, yet if someone were to dig from the other side at the same time, the wall could be breached. There is a hero located in the 2A on the opposite side of the rock wall, and the active hero wants to spend 1 to crush the rock wall. Go to 2.25. So we won't be able to do that just now in this turn, but we will be able to do that on the next turn, because I don't have it. My thing was done for the search token. So we will have to do that on the next activation. Okay? So the search token goes away. All right. Now that she's done, we look at the Elder Spider. He's at 1. He uses web spit. So he throws the web into the thing. And, oh, I forgot. Oh, missed. Okay. And then, let me see. And then he moves. Let me see. Does web spit. Okay, so we take the charge token away. And then we move to engage. So he moves 1, and then he attacks with his claws. So we take 2. And so he's got 3 hits. So he ignores 1, and he's got 2. And again, Lightning Bolt gives him a shield. Lightning Bolt will give him 1 shield, so he'll take 1 damage, and he'll go to 4 damage. Okay. So, just so you know, he's now at 4 damage, because I can spend a Lightning Bolt to give him a shield, and he's got 1 to block, so he takes 1 damage. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to draw an encounter card. That was activate 1 enemy of each rank. And so the green spider will activate as well on that turn, because it's the end of his turn, so it'll activate anyway. And so let me see here. He will. Let me see here. He will, yeah. Attack with web if he's slowed using trap. Okay, so then he's KO'd, and he has to save, which is a lightning bolt. Yes, he saved. Haha, finally. Dang. Okay, so he doesn't suffer any HP, which is good. All right. Now, let me see. Artemis and I think Jean will just move back to here, and because she has to do that, she's blinded. Let me see here. Cards are saved before each activity. So she has to save, otherwise she doesn't move. Come on. Okay, she doesn't move then. Okay, so she's just going to stand there. Let me see. How do I remove status effects again? Body conditions. Okay. Using powers or consumable items, which I don't have any powers or consumable items that can do anything for me. So I can't do anything right at the moment. She's basically just blinded until I can actually, friggin' do something. So, anyway, let's go ahead and call it an episode. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment below, let me know what you think of the Let's Play so far. And as we say, we will see you on the next one.